Well. Now we are 3 games into seeing James Harden play as a Cleveland Cavalier. He got to make his home debut this week. Now it's the All-Star break, which is much needed for this team as they try to get healthy again, especially Evan Mobley and Max Strus. I don't know where he's been. He's been nowhere to be found. I hope he ends up even playing this season. But anyways, the Cavs are 3-0 in the Fear the Beard era. It was kind of funny seeing everyone with the giveaway the Cavs did with that beard on a stick. But to put all that stuff in the side, all the storylines to the side, in terms of just basketball, if you're a Cavs fan, I think you really saw the instant impact of Harden and how it goes so much further than just the scoring. In my last video, I talked about how beyond just the bigs, he was going to have a huge impact on guys like Sam Merrill, and look what happened. The dude was 9-9 from the field in the first half, 7-7 from 3. I really think he could have broke Klay Thompson's record. I would have loved to see Fred McLeod call that performance RIP to him. It felt like every time he shot it, it was going in. And even though Sam deserves all the credit in the world for that shooting display, he literally tore the roof off of Rocket Arena. James Harden has come in and has drawn so much attention that him and Tyson have been seeing a drastic increase in open looks throughout a game. Obviously, it's not just James Harden, it's having both him and Donovan Mitchell together out there that creates all the space and opportunity. But this offense truly looks so much better with Harden than it ever did with Garland. And that's what I want to get into in this video. That's what I want to break down. I want to talk about this last week of Cavs basketball. But before I do begin, I would really appreciate it if you would hit that like and subscribe button. It only takes 5 seconds. Plus, you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 60,000 subscribers. And with your support, I believe that we can get there super fast. Alright, so because of the size that James Harden has being a point guard, he's able to do things on both ends of the floor that we have not seen because we've had a small backcourt, really since Colin Sexton was drafted back in 2018. The Cavs have really had a small backcourt since LeBron left, and in the Nuggets game, we saw a possession in the final 2 minutes where Jokic had the ball in the post, the ball was over his head, and it was actually, believe it or not, James Harden that was able to hold his own down there for 3 seconds until Jarrett Allen was able to recover back onto him. Garland was obviously never able to do anything even close to that in his entire tenure over the last 7 years. I know James Harden has been ridiculed for years about his defense, and particularly his effort on that end, but from what I've seen so far, when he wants to defend, he can. Obviously, he's not the best perimeter defender, especially at age 36, but for being a point guard, he can hold his own in the post, and when Evan Mobley comes back, I can't wait to see the different defensive looks that this team uses, because now we have a guard that can help the bigs recover for a few seconds if they leave their man. So we're going to see Evan Mobley go out to the corner, defend those shots a lot more. We're going to see him be more aggressive. We're going to see him bite more, try to get blocks. It's going to be fun. I've been seeing a lot of comments on Instagram and Twitter still talking about honeymoon Harden and how we need to wait for the playoffs and he will fold. But man, do these people even watch, or have they ever watched him play basketball before? I know he can be inefficient from the field. I know he misses threes. But as I've said a million times since the trade, I would rather see a 5 for 16 Harden than anything we would have seen from Garland in the playoffs, which probably would be nothing because his toe is always too hurt for big games, and if he does play, he just limps around and is a massive liability. The Clippers are really about to go around for the next 3 years thinking they have a franchise guy, and they're going to be wasting their time. Garland was a fun player with a good personality. Obviously, I could be wrong. He could turn out to be a great player, but nonetheless, I just don't think undersized guards have much value in this league anymore. The game is changing day by day. I mean, the Grizzlies couldn't get rid of Ja Morant for free. They couldn't give him away. James Harden is a complete game changer as a playmaker and with how he just approaches the game overall with his high IQ. Everyone on this team has already benefited from him. That behind the back dime to Tyson was absolutely filthy. As I talked about, Sam Merrill is already seeing 2 to 3 more open shots per game than he used to. Jarrett Allen has turned into an absolute all-star again. Everyone's talking about that. And another thing with James Harden is the command. I love how he knows when to slow down and when to speed up. Obviously, most of that is from experience and being 36 years old and having over 150 games played in the playoffs. But late in the game, he'll sit near the half-court line and pound the ball for 10 seconds. Early in the season, we would see this team rush to take a bad shot when they're up by 8 points with 4 minutes left to go. This has been an entirely different approach to winning. I know it's been a small sample size, but it really is just the little details. This offense has been changed, and even though it's not perfect and there are still a lot of tweaks to still make, I'm all for the direction that we're headed. Kenny Atkinson already talked about how James knows when to talk and when to sit back and watch when it comes to the locker room and film room, especially freshly out of being traded. I mean, he's only been here for a week, so he's still getting acclimated. The team is still getting acclimated to him, but the Cavs needed another leader so desperately, so it's not just Donovan in there doing all the talking. Kenny even said that James instantly pointed out a few small details in a film room session that even the coaching staff did not see. So those are the things that make me so pumped about the second half of this season with James Harden. I'm not buying into the whole choking and quitting reputation that he has. This league is a business. Loyalty has been gone for years. Teams will trade you in a heartbeat. And James is a guy who's loyal to the game of basketball. He's loyal to the NBA. He's a guy that makes this league so much money, and he's going to be out there playing every single night for the fans. He's durable. I give Kobe Allman an A+ job for what he did at the deadline. He got rid of the three guys that frustrated me the most in Lonzo Ball, DeAndre Hunter, and Darius Garland, and he brought in a renewed sense of energy that we have not seen this year. That game on Wednesday night against the Wizards, nobody would have been there if the Cavs didn't make that trade, but it was nearly sold out. It was hard to find a parking spot. That's the James Harden effect, and call me a Glazer. I know I have some Cleveland bias to me, but this team finally has me believing again. The Cavs have two closers that are going to make this April super interesting. Looking at the numbers from the recent win over the Wizards, Sam Merrill, of course, led the way with 32 points. He only played 25 minutes, was plus 22 in plus minus. He had a steal and a block defensively. He shot 92%. He was 11 of 12, 9 of 10 from behind the line. One of the best games you'll ever see. Donovan Mitchell, he played 28 minutes, had 30 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. He was an efficient 11 of 19 from the field. Jared Allen, he has just been so special. He played 27 minutes, had 21 points, and 9 rebounds. James Harden, he played 28 minutes, kind of had a weird game. He had like 12 free throws attempted and only had like 4 shot attempts. But he ended the game with a double-double, 13 points, 11 assists, 4 rebounds. He was plus 18. I mean, no complaints. James Harden just finds a way to make an impact no matter how it happens. Naquan Tomlin, he was a big spark. Love his energy. He had a few dunks where he flexed on the Wizards bench afterwards. He had 8 points, 5 rebounds. Jaylon Tyson had 7 points, 5 rebounds. I know people aren't going to be happy about that, especially the sports bettors. Stop gambling, by the way. It's not good for you. He was plus 19, though. And then Keon Ellis, he had 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, was plus 17. He really did it all. And then Dennis Schroeder, he had 7 points in 18 minutes. It was also his home debut along with Ellis. And then Thomas Bryant had 6 and 6. Couldn't buy a 3 though. So yeah, man, it's a fun time to be a Cavs fan. Let me know what you thought about these last 3 games. Well, actually, these first 3 games of seeing James Harden in white and gold. I love seeing him in those black jerseys, man. That was clean. I could definitely go for more of that. But yeah, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you made it to this point and enjoyed this video. And let me know what you would like to see next. My voice is starting to evaporate, so I will see you all later.